Well, got a minor solution to my darkness problems called turning on this light in the car so that way y'all can actually see me. Good morning, guys. First thing I want to talk about, probably the only thing I'm going to talk about today, is food, and more food. Man, I've seen so many people lately who are just people in my own life, man, who want to make a change in their life, want to make a difference in their body figure, body type, lifestyle choices. And if you cannot get your food dialed in, I mean, even if you're not trying to lose weight, even if you're just trying to be a better person, take care of yourself, take care of the body that the Lord has given you. I mean, there's a reason why gluttony is a sin, and I think gluttony, at least in the biblical times, went past just having a love for food. Like, I think, you know, if you think about biblical times, there weren't really fat people. People weren't overweight because, I mean, for a few reasons. I would argue some of the two biggest are because of food abundance, how readily available that food was, and also the quality of the food. I think a lot of people being overweight has to do with not so much just eating too much or overindulging. I really think it has more to do with the quality of the food that we're eating and then overindulging on that. I mean, I've been eating an animal-based diet for, well, I mean, I started really looking into it about 2 years ago, and I kind of started, stopped. But I've been pretty well committed to it for the past 4 or 5 months, 6 months. And it's really hard to overeat on whole foods. I mean, that's just the truth of it. It's really hard to overindulge on whole foods. I mean, you've never heard anybody that was like, oh, I got fat because I ate too many strawberries. I couldn't stop eating strawberries. Or I got too fat because I just eat so much steak. I couldn't stop eating steak. So it's not even a real thing. It's incomprehensible that you can actually get fat from something like that. I mean, maybe a little pudgy, maybe a little overweight, but at the end of the day, there is no way that you are going to become obese if you are eating only whole foods that are natural for you, foods that aren't heavily processed. I mean, that's just the cold hard truth of it, man. And it shows your discipline, your level of discipline shows first and foremost in your body figure and weight. I mean, it's pretty fucking hard to convince somebody that you are disciplined, that you are eating right, and you are eating healthy when you're 100 pounds overweight. I mean, there's just no way around it, man. There's absolutely zero way around it. So I wanted to give you guys just simple strategies to shed the weight, to eat healthier. I mean, first and foremost, one of the big things is ingredients. If what you're buying has a laundry list of ingredients, man, that's a big sign right there that you probably shouldn't buy it. I mean, my diet consists mostly of meat, cheese, fruit, milk, yogurt, none of which have any ingredients. I guess cheese will have maybe 2 or 3 ingredients. But yogurt, same thing. It's like milk, enzymes, pretty much it. Cheese is like milk, vegetable rennet, enzymes. And even then, I don't necessarily think the vegetable rennet's great for me. But, you know, the point is that you're eating a food that is minimally processed, mostly whole food, not full of a bunch of shit. I mean, think about like a bag of Lay's. I see so many people who just buy when I go to Costco, I do a lot of shopping at Costco because I can buy so much meat in bulk. I mean, I know what I'm going to eat. My diet's pretty simple. I try and eat 2 hamburger patties for lunch, give or take 2, sometimes a little bit less if I'm cutting, sometimes a little bit more if I'm bulking, and a steak for dinner. It's pretty simple. And it's not the cheapest way to live. I could be living off of chicken, could be living off of pork, but honestly, I don't really like chicken, I don't really like pork. So I'll make the sacrifice that I need to make to eat what I want to eat. And it's not that expensive. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you eat steak every night. That's got to be so expensive. Not really, bro. I mean, you can get a steak for, if you get a sirloin, you can get that for $7-8 a pound. That's all you need is 1 pound. I mean, that's a whole meal right there. That's a whole fucking meal. It's one steak, $7-8. I mean, how much do you spend when you go out to eat, dude? People go to McDonald's, drop $15 like nothing. You know, you go out to Carl's Jr., Taco Bell, whatever the fuck it is. Same thing with my patties. I mean, it's $6 for a pound of ground beef at Costco. I eat half of that, maybe 3/4. So what? It's $5 for lunch. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. If I was to go out to eat lunch at places, it'd be at least $10 just to go somewhere, and it'd be a bunch of shit food that does nothing for my health and does nothing for my diet or my macros. So, I mean, I've heard the argument, you know, oh, eating healthy is expensive. It's really expensive. It's fucking not, dude. It's really not. I mean, yeah, organic fruit's more expensive than non-organic fruit. Raw milk's more expensive than regular milk. But you don't need to, I mean, you don't really need to be doing all that shit. Like, yeah, I think if you can afford to drink raw milk, you should drink raw milk. If you can afford organic vegetables, you should get organic fruits and vegetables. Well, I mean, you really shouldn't be eating many vegetables to begin with, because they aren't really doing shit for you, but that's a whole different topic. If you insist on eating vegetables or eating whatever you want to eat, just try and eat whole foods, man. I mean, I think you should probably stay away from vegan, stay away from vegetarian. I mean, I've not really seen very many vegans or vegetarians who are ripped, who are jacked. I mean, it's just the cold hard truth of it. It's not really easy to do. And even if they are, they probably have insane intestinal problems, gas, bloating, whatever else. I can only imagine. But the point is that I go to Costco, I see so many people buying just a bunch of shit, dude, spending so much money on trash, bro. Like these fucking Costco bags of Doritos, they're like 3 pounds of Doritos in one bag. It's like $8. It's not even a good deal. And it's a bunch of trash. I mean, would you spend $10 on a bag of trash? Like, who the fuck would do that in their right mind? You have to be fucking insane to spend money on trash. That's basically what you're buying when you buy a bag of Doritos. You're feeding that shit to your kids. You're feeding that shit to yourself. I mean, it doesn't make a lick of sense. You're just buying a bunch of processed chemicals that do nothing for your nutrition, do nothing for your body except make you fat. And then you wonder why you can't stop eating. I mean, that's why people can eat a whole fucking bag of Doritos, because there's nothing in it. Your body's like, what? Your body's telling you that you're hungry, but your body's really telling you that you need nutrients, and what you keep putting into it ain't giving it no fucking nutrients, and that's why you're still hungry. It's crazy, man. It is crazy how jacked up our health system is, how jacked up our nutrition system is. Don't trust the food pyramid. Don't trust what the government tells you to eat. It's all a fucking waste. It's just going to make you hurt in the long run. I wouldn't trust half of this shit that people tell you to eat. You got to think about who pays for these food pyramid advertising, who pays for the health classes in your kid's school, man. I mean, they want you to be sick. They want you to be ill. They want you to keep buying their food because they know it's addictive and you're just going to keep spending more money on it. And then they're also giving money to the fucking healthcare people who are making the medications to heal you from your obesity and your diabetes and your sickness. It's all tied up, man. It's all tied up. They all just want your money at the end of the day. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about how sick you get. And they especially don't give a fuck about how sick your kids get. Actually, they do give a fuck about how sick your kids get, because they want them to be sick as early as possible, be overweight, be obese, be diabetic, so that way they can make as much money off of them as possible. It's ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. You need to man up, step up, take care of your family, watch what you eat. Watch what you put in your kids' bodies. Watch what you put in their mouths. I mean, you don't need to be a fucking food Nazi about it. Like, sure, let your kids go trick-or-treating on Halloween. Let them get a little candy. You know, they can eat a little candy. But if you just teach them how bad it is for them and, you know, just make a statement. Like, do you really want to eat all that candy right now? Do you know what it's doing to your body? It'll make them think twice, man. Yeah, they might still eat some candy. But at the end of the day, just making them think about it is a huge step in the right direction, at least while they're young. Once they're older, it's a little bit harder because they're going to start making their own decisions. But all you can do is try and lead them in the right direction, teach them what's right, and hopefully they will follow you, especially if you're leading by example. If you're not leading by example, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life and how you expect your family to be any better than you. So anyway, guys, That's it for the day. Hope you got something.